From Darling Stadium in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Football, the Bethel Bruins and the Hampton Crabbers. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to a sun-drenched Darling Stadium for today's game between the undefeated state champion Hampton Crabbers and the undefeated Bethel Bruins. They got some state championship in there, but they've not done it recently. But
and they haven't done it in a row either.
They've got their hands full. We've got two undefeated teams. We've got Bethel and Hampton at 2-0. We've got Heritage now in the district that's 3-0 and looking really strong. So that's coming down the road. We'll get to that later. But right now we've got a contest today, which of course everybody knows was postponed. You know, we used to do these games in the daytime.
Oh, I wonder
way back
if you
when.
remember when our first telecast, Tim, was on a Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock right at Darling Stadium, but we were on the other side and we had a band in front of us beating the drums, and you and I didn't know what was going on.
19 years ago.
19. I think that's about, I must be about 22 now, right? Anyway, but let's talk about today's game. First of all, the field is in excellent condition. Tim, I thought this thing was going to be just soft and soggy. Boy, they have done a great job. In fact, it's a lot better. It was last Friday night when we did the Bethel Kickotan football game.
Let's give Larry Malloy a plug here.
Yeah, Larry and his crew have just done an outstanding job. And I don't know what the stuff is they put on to help get rid of the moisture, but it's really done a great job. Well, that's going to make a little faster track. Ooh, that's bad for the Bruins, because I think Hampton.
Potentially.
Yeah, I think Hampton is just at the point where you give me a fast track, you're going to see some speed that you haven't seen yet, and I think that's really going to play hard for the Bruins today.
Now, the Hampton Crabbers have annihilated their first two opponents. The Bruins, on the other hand, are 2-0. They've only scored 11 points. So at least that tells you one thing: they've got one good defense.
Well, they've got a good defense, but also you got to look at their opponents. What have their opponents done? Not that much. But you're right. Defensively, they are pretty good. Tracy Parker is using the 4-3, which is more of a pro set. He's doing some stunts out of there. He completely shut down the inside game of Kickotan. Joe Smith got outside, was about the only bright spot that the Warriors had. But what Tracy's got to do is get more offense, and one thing he's going to do, he's going to change quarterbacks. Jason Wood's been starting. He's going to bring in the Jefferson kid, and we got to see him a little bit last week, and see if he can't generate a little bit more offense for him.
And the offense is what Bethel is going to have. Now, we talk about Hampton. You talk about offenses. You know, we've been out here for this beautiful sun-drenched Hampton-Bethel game. We've seen Allen Iverson play quarterback. We've seen Eric Hunter. We've seen Ronald Curry. Oh, I mean, I could go on and on. Where do you stop? But the Bruins have to put some points on the board, because Hampton doesn't just score a lot of points. They play great defense.
Well, they play great defense, Tim, and they will shut you down when you get within the 30, between the 30 and the 20. They're not going to let you get any further. But one thing about Hampton is that they can score anywhere on the field. They can score when you kick the ball to them, when you punt the ball to them. On defense, they can intercept it, run it back. He's got some great defensive backs in Campbell and in Hagens, and they can really burn you. So, you know, they've got to do some things, they being Bethel, to eliminate those situations. Kick the ball out of bounds, kick the ball short when the kickoffs. I mean, there's just some things that you can do. But, you know, if you look at this Hampton team, Tim, and I don't know if you had a chance to see Denby now, but Denby is huge. They got 5 guys that are 295 plus. And Hampton just pushed them all over the place.
Well, you know, Hampton has on many occasions played against teams that were bigger and supposed to be stronger and supposed to be all these different things. And Mike Smith and his guys just always come up with some way to overcome whatever that obstacle is. And today, the Bruins have really going to have their hands full. Now, Bob, you had a chance a little earlier to talk with head coach Tracy Parker of the Bethel Bruins.
Have Coach Parker here with the Bruins. And, Coach, congratulations. First 2 games as a head coach, 2 wins. Not a whole lot of offense. You got to do something about that.
Well, we're very fortunate to have our first 2 wins today. Hopefully we can generate a little more offense and put more points on the board.
Well, I tell you, defensively, you got to be pleased with your guys. You've shut down some teams that could run the ball. But your defense looks like it's a swarming defense, the 4-3. The kids seem to be adjusting to it pretty good.
Very happy with the defense. The kids have adjusted well, and their adjustments are showing on the field.
Now, you're playing a team that's won 4 straight state champions. So what's your thoughts coming in today's game?
Well, I told the reporter earlier, I said, hey, if we lose, we're keeping good company, but if we win, we're keeping even better company.
I tell you, you've done a good job at a short period of time, but do you see that the kids are starting to come around more to your system now each week, and you see some improvements?
Oh, definitely. We're definitely having improvement, and it's showing on the field.
Very good. Well, listen, good luck to you today.
Thank you.
Good enough. All right.
Tracy Parker doing a great job over at Bethel. You know, it's never easy being a first-year coach, but when you replace a legend like Kozlowski, you know, and an unpopular decision in many areas, I don't want to get into the controversy, but certainly there was a lot of people that didn't want Kozlowski to be ousted as a football coach. So Tracy's overcome that. He's got to deal with every day of, well, gee, that's not the way Koz used to do it. Of course, you've talked about it. We were talking about it off camera. Tracy's got some great coaches along with him.
Well, he really does. Not only Tracy, but Creighton Incremenius and Miguel Incremenius. All three of those young men have coached in the All-Star contest, so they know something about coaching. You don't get to the All-Star contest unless you know a little bit something. But it was really funny that you should mention that, because I was down talking to all the different coaches on the Hampton squad, and they all looked across the field and they said, boy, it just doesn't seem right not to have Koz over there. And Mike was right. Mike says, you know, for 30-some years, he says it's either been Shoop or Kozlowski over on that Bethel sideline, and it takes a little different. You're a little used to get used to doing something different, because you got to prepare for Tracy different than you did the other coaches.
Well, Tracy's going to have his hands full. Bob, you had a chance a little earlier to talk with head coach Mike Smith of the Hampton Crabbers. Right after the interview, we'll be back with the game today.
Well, Mike, this day is a little reminiscence of going way back when you used to play in the afternoon against Bethel years ago. Beautiful day. Field's in pretty good condition.
Field is in good condition. It's, I think, drier than it was last week. I think it's even drier than the first week we played. So it's not a bad job at all. I think they've done a good job in getting it ready.
Well, I know this is a special day today. You want to tell the folks about that?
Well, it's special. It is special because it's my wife's birthday, you know, and at least I'd like to wish you a happy birthday. It's real special having her here, you know, on her birthday.
Well, that's kind of neat, and of course, the 46 crew would like to echo your thoughts. Coming in today's game, though, you're playing a team that is undefeated, haven't put a lot of points on the board, though. Defensively, they've looked tough, but they just can't seem to generate offense.
Well, they haven't put too many on, but they haven't given up too many either. So as long as you get more than you give up, you know, you're ahead of the game, and that's the goal that you seek, is to end up with more points than the other guys. So if you're not getting scored on, you're not getting beat. I watched them last week, and I thought they played excellent defense against Kickingham. They had some spurts where they moved the ball well, played under terrible conditions, both teams. You know, the field was wet, ball was slick, so I thought they did a tremendous job just standing in one piece, you know, and holding on to the ball. So they're a good football team. They're kind of a young team on offense. But the guys are doing a good job with them, you know. You go back, it's the first time in, 29 years I've been playing against Koz or Shoop, you know, and those guys. And now you got the guys that you coached in the All-Star game. We have both Tracy and Creighton and Mickey, all three of them, in the All-Star game, so when we were in Lynchburg. So I don't know, it begins to make you feel a little old, Bob.
Oh, Mike, I tell you, you're looking good. I don't know what you've done with your weight, except that we think Tim might have found it. But good luck to you today.
Hey, you're hard on Tim.
I got to be. Listen, stay tuned for tonight's starting lineups.
Back here at Darling Stadium, Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. This afternoon's game is brought to you through the sponsorship of the following. Zoom's Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
By Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. By your Allstate agents, Robert Mann and James Hudson. Give them a call at 827-1200. And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the managing director. Funeral directors are Bill Leggett and Bill White. Well, Bob, it does seem odd. I don't think we've done an afternoon game in quite some time, although we have seen some spectacular Hampton-Bethel battles here at Darling Stadium over the years. The one that comes to mind most recently in my mind was when Allen Iverson was playing quarterback for the Bruins, and it was an afternoon contest. About the last time we did an afternoon game, I think.
It really is. But, Tim, you know, that's Mother Nature smacking, reaching out and smacking me, because, you know, I made a big deal out of we're just doing every Friday night,
That's
no
right.
Saturday games. She said, watch Floyd come in and mess you up. But you're right. The beautiful, beautiful day.
It's
Bright,
a perfect
high
day
sky.
for football. I have to get that in.
Yes, it really is. And, we didn't talk about it during the pregame, but Mike Smith is going for his 300th win. He's been coaching 29 years, but if you really look at his season, it's 28 years, and this is the third game in the 29th year. So you can imagine how many games you have to average to get 300 in that short period of time. Just done an outstanding job, and Mike will be the first one to tell you that it's not just him, it's his coaches, and most importantly, it's the young men he has a chance to coach. So, this is a big game to him. And to the Hampton Crabbers in general, because this is going to be a tight race this year in the Peninsula District for Division 5, Division 6. Heritage is looking strong, Phoebus is looking strong, Hampton is always looking strong.
Well, and that's a real good point. As everybody knows that follows high school ball here on the peninsula, last year it was Phoebus, Hampton, and Heritage. And, of course, Heritage beat Hampton. Our statistician being right on the job here.
Mr. Streeter, Mr. Price. We have Captain Smith, Captain Higgins, Captain Mann, and Captain Forte. Shake hands, guys. The other officials today are Mr. Toosey, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Stollard, Mr. Patrick, and Mr. Mollenhauer. Okay, we have red and white. Have a penalty situation, I'll call for a captain of red or white. Come to me, let me explain this penalty to you. Some penalty have several options. Make sure you understand it, because once you go with it, that's what we have to go with. Okay, we did the coin toss earlier. I flipped it, you called a head, it was a tail. You won the toss, you elected to receive. You wanted to kick this way, so put your backs down there. Hampton, you come back here with me. Hampton has won the toss and will receive. Okay, guys, let's have a good game and shake hands and have a real good game.
All right, we want to thank Charlie Davidson. We weren't quite certain whether or not Charlie was going to be mic'd or not. In fact, I'm not sure he is mic'd, but we were able to pick him up with a field mic at least. Let me confirm that with our director, if in fact he is mic'd. That way we won't step on him every time.
Well, we get a chance. Why don't you mention who are the officials in today's game?
I'm glad you asked me that. That is Charlie Davidson, the referee. Just happens to be a gentleman married to a lady that I work with. Don Mollenauer is the umpire. Dave Stollard is the linesman, excuse me. The line judge is Philip Mitchell. Mike Tucci is the back judge, and John Patrick is the field judge. There you see them on your screen.
Didn't you have a mic or not? Does Davidson have a mic on or not?
Yes. Bar and 7 and 1. The ref does have his mic on.
All right, so we weren't sure, but we understand now that Charlie Davidson is mic'd. We had some technical difficulties, which we were able to clear up, so we'll try not to
that's
step
our
all over.
crew going above and beyond the call of duty, and after the kickoff, we'll get a chance. We'll give you the Hampton Crabbers offensive lineup and then the Bruins defensive lineup. Who we got kicking off, Tim?
These are tough questions that you asked me. That's Matthew Andrews, number 53.
I knew you had it.
And back deep for the Hampton Crabbers. Carlos Campbell is in the middle of that threesome back there. You got Derek Fenner along with Marcus Higgins. The kick is in the air. We are underway. This is Campbell at the 15-yard line. Carlos Campbell right up the middle, and he is out to the 35-yard line where he is stopped by number 35, Lorenzo Perry. And the Crabbers will have it 1st and 10 at their 35.
And here are their starting offense. The quarterback, Marcus Higgins, Chuck Forte at fullback, tailback, Mark Jones, wideout, Carlos Campbell, split in, Alexander Mann, tight end, Carl Calloway. Center is Michael Smith. The guards are Chris Perry and Dale Tidwell. The tackles are Robbie Robinson and Raymond Mann.
20-yard return on the kickoff for Carlos Campbell. We'll give you the defensive lineup for the Bruins after this play. Higgins over center. Play action fake. Higgins got a man wide open at the 47-yard line. He is to the 45-yard line.
You see who that is? That's Gunter, who's starting at the tight end instead of Callaway.
Alfonso Gunter is there. Now the Bethel Bruins on defense. They have Solomon and Lee, Boone and Watson on the defensive ends. The outside linebackers are Wood and Hobson. The middle linebacker is Holloway, and he's a real good one. The corners are Sharpless and Whitehurst. Streeter and Clark are your safeties. But a big gain on 1st down for the Crabbers. Picked
That
up
was
21 yards.
Great fake in the backfield, Tim. Kind of froze the linebackers.
This time they give the ball in the backfield to number 32. That's checked at 33 rather, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, yeah.
Mac Jones gets the first running play by the Crabbers and picks up almost 5. The ball is marked right at the 40-yard line. It'll be second down, and let's call it 5.
You know, on that very first play, that pass to the tight end, that's the coaches have saw something on the field and on the films, and took advantage of it right off.
Alexander Mann to the near side, split to the left. On the option, the pitch back to Jones. Mac Jones drags tacklers all the way down close to the 31-yard line. That'll be a Hampton first down.
Well, number 15 finally pulled him down for the Bruins, and that's Thomas Hobson from the outside linebacker. But, Tim, he was hit about 3-4 times, and then before they drug him down. Another nice gain and a first down.
There you saw on the replay, Mac Jones not to be denied. He picked up the first down and then some.
And Justin Wood from the other outside linebacker on the other side had to come over and give him a hand.
Clock moved with 10:44 remaining in the first quarter. No score. Hampton with the initial possession of the ballgame at the Bruin 31-yard line. Higgins on the draw play. Mac Jones has running room to the 25 inside to the 22-yard line, so he picks up about 8.
And number 99, Merlin Lee, big defensive lineman at 205, just kind of grabbed hold of his leg and hung on. Picked up, what was that? Oh, boy, that's 9 yards, isn't it, Tim?
Sure is. Perfect weather this afternoon. Temperature at game time in the low to mid 70s. There's no wind as a factor. The only factor this afternoon might be that sun later on as the players will be looking into it. Again, Mac Jones, the ball carrier. He is inside the 20, and he has the first down at the 18-yard line.
Hampton being very methodical. They're not running everything from the right side to the left side. They're kind of picking their spots. And a good job of faking in the backfield by Marcus Higgins, number 5. Just 16-year-old, just a youngster, and is a senior on the leader on this Crabber team.
Just a reminder, 12-minute quarters in high school football, if you're not familiar with that fact. First down for the Crabbers from the 18. The pitch to Jones. Jones follows his blockers inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line, a pickup of about 5.
But the Bruins did a good job that time, Tim, defensively at turning the play inside, not letting Mac get outside, but Mac did a good job of finding a crease to pick up about 6 yards. So a nice run by Mac Jones.
You see the Bruins on defense, and now the Hampton Crabbers from the ground shot. Beautiful afternoon. You know, these afternoon games are kind of fun to do. You can see real clearly and everything. It's amazing, especially when you start to get older and your eyes start to go.
Oh, is that what happens? I thought it was a memory. Who are you?
Where am I is what it is.
Oh, where am I?
Second down after the gain of 5. On the option again. Higgins decides to keep the ball and spins to about the 11-yard line. He will come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Oh, he made a nice turn spin, but he spun right into Mark Streeter. Defensive back come up to help make that stop for a short gain that time. Looked like he was going to pick up more than that.
So it brings up the third down now. Third down and about 3 for the Crabbers. As you watch the replay here, you're going to see Higgins, and then a good job by Streeter to come up and stop him before he could get the first down. Now Higgins looks over the defense, may have tried the hard count.
I think he did, and it looked like one of the Bruins jumped, but did not get into the neutral zone, and that's what you got to do. While we got this break, I want to tell you, Tim, we will pick a player of the game for both of these teams today, and that player will receive a plaque in the shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Inc., formerly Buckwalter's Engraving, located out on Route 17 in Tabb Square. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim or Dave Buckwalter at 596-8850. And the shirt comes from the Island of Hardware and Sporting Goods, and they're located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms. They have screen printing on the premises. Dave Chubb is the man you call at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
This game videotaped on the 18th of September, 1999. Of course, the aftermath of Hurricane Floyd showing no ill effects here at the stadium, fortunately. A lot of places having horrendous flooding problems all around in North Carolina and even as close as Franklin and Williamsburg.
Agents Robert Mann and James Hudson can handle all your insurance needs from your home to your car. Give them a call at 827-1200.
Robert Mann have been busy.
Yeah, this weather will make them work on Sundays, I'm sure.
3rd down and 3 after the Crabber timeout. Higgins again on the option. Sees some opening and picks up the first down. He is down to the 5-yard line, and that'll be a 1st and goal for the Hampton Crabbers.
Well, that was a situation where he wanted to pick up the first down, the touchdown if it was there, but make sure you get those 3 yards. Did a great job of doing that.
Watch your replay. You're going to see him carrying that ball rather precariously there, but he knew there was no one near him, so until he got pressure from the defense, he tucked it away at that time. Hey, check out your neighborhood Zooms. They have 5 convenient Hampton locations and great food along with Citgo gasoline. 1st and goal. Carlos Campbell comes near to the near side, I should say, just out of your picture. Handoff goes to Jones, and Jones drags tacklers down close to the goal line. He is going to be stopped at the 1-yard line.
That's what it looks like, right at the 1-yard line. Tom Gear is involved with the Girls and Boys Club in Hampton, and they are in the process of raising money to build a new gym. Your donations would be appreciated. If you have any questions, call Tom Gear at Gear Printing at 827-8277.
2nd and goal, the ball at the 1-yard line. Mac Jones has done all the ball carrying at this point, with the exception of the few times that Higgins has kept it on the option.
He may go right off a tackle.
This time, Chuck Forte gets the call.
Off the tackle.
So Chuck Forte, number 1, goes in for the touchdown. And the Crabbers, as you use the word methodically and almost precision-like, just marched down the field and scored almost with ease. Chewed up almost 5 minutes of the first quarter. Brian Smith will be on to try the extra point. Alan Johnson will be the holder. You and I were watching young Mr. Smith warming up earlier, just blasting 35 and 40-yard field goals. This one has plenty of distance, and it's right through the uprights.
Strong legs.
So the Crabbers take the opening kickoff, and they march. I think they started from their 35-yard line, so a 65-yard drive. And I don't think they lost any yardage on any play, if I remember
I don't think so, and I think about 3 yards was the least amount they picked up. Tim, next Friday night on the 24th of September, we'll be back here with the Denby Patriots coming in to play Kickitan. Now, Denby's got a real big team, so we'll get a chance to see these big guys.
As you watch the touchdown on replay, Chuck Forte using the right side of the offensive line to make a huge hole, and Forte, first time he touched the ball in the drive, gets all the credit. Mac Jones did all the work, and Forte got the easy yard.
Yeah, but you look at the statistics, and Mac got 1 yard, and Marcus got a whole lot more than 1.
Hey, we're happy to have Wood Funeral Home again as one of our community supporters. Wood Funeral Home, where the funeral director is Richard Pulley. On staff are Bill Leggett and Bill White. 8 yards for 44 yards. Excuse me, 8 carries rather for 44 yards and 1 pass for 61. 9-play drive. 21. I got it right yet.
I tell you, your mind
I
is just
put these
gone.
glasses on. It's not the mind, it's the eyes. Kickoff taken at the 3. And out across the 20 to about the 24-yard line.
Guess who that was?
That was Nick Leto, who was the ball carrier. Who tripped him up?
That was Gunter, number
Gunter?
11, Tim. Just hit him right at the ankles, and he picked up about 3 more yards, but that was because he was flying through the air. Here's your offense.
All right, Jefferson will be the quarterback. The running backs are Boyd and Frazier. Kendrick and Leto are your wide receivers. The tight end is Copley. Center is Ely. Vines and Van are the guards, and Harrison and Dobbins are the tackles.
I'll show you the defense for the Crabbers after this play.
Mark Jefferson gets the call at quarterback. Gives off to number 20, Ananias Boyd. And boy, did we mention his name a lot last week against Kecoughtan.
He had 116 yards rushing last week. As we look at the Crabber defense, we have guards Williams and Ware, the tackles Orlando Robinson and Chuck Forte, the ends are Jones and Gunter, the linebackers Lee and Mann, Hagens and Fenner, the quarterbacks, and Carlos Campbell is the safety. And I want to apologize to Orlando Robinson. Last week I had put down number 74, Lamont Davis, instead of 64, Orlando Robinson as a starter. Again, that was our mistake, and we apologize to Orlando for that.
What's this R stuff?
We are together. We're a team, right?
Jefferson got a man wide open, tipped away. Carlos Campbell had a good shot at no less than 4 Hampton Crabbers surrounding the intended receiver, which was Christopher Cannady. Is that Cannady? They just leave off the last part?
It might have been Cannady. It may be Cannady.
Okay.
I don't know.
In any event, here's your replay.
Had a lot of time to throw the ball, Tim.
Well, kind of a moving pocket. He rolled out knowing that he was going to get a lot of pressure, and just over the head of Cannady. You might be able to hear the coaches up here yelling for timeout, and now the Bruins will take a timeout. So there apparently was some confusion and some problem with the personnel on the field or the call that was about to be made. Hampton Chevrolet is a locally owned business, and they strongly believe in supporting both the community and the school system. Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. And again, we thank all of our corporate sponsors for helping defray the costs of bringing you the best in Peninsula football right here on Channel 46.
And talking about Channel 46, tune to Channel 46 Monday through Friday at noon and at 5 p.m. to watch HCS Reports. It has a new look and a new anchor, Beth Sadler. For all the news and information about the Hampton City Schools, join HCS Reports Monday through Friday at noon and again at 5 p.m.
There we are. Hi, Mom.
Oh, hey, Ron. How you doing? Well, I tell you, he's got 2 young ladies out there pulling that cable for him. Very low. Well, I only see one out there today. Where's the other one?
3rd down and 7 for the Bruins. Flag down on the play, and the pass is incomplete. But a penalty flag on the play thrown by the line judge.
Usually we got illegal procedure. We'll see what he gives us.
Illegal shift on the offense. Need a captain.
We got illegal motion. You got 2 backs in motion at the same time.
Asa Carroll and Era Towns are the 2 young ladies that pulled the cable for Ron Baton.
We have an illegal shift on the offense. Penalty declined. 4th down.
All right, so we thank Charlie Davidson for getting that for us, and we appreciate the officials allowing us to put the mic on them. Charlie Davidson, of course, we've had this crew before. Excellent crew.
And they're not, they will help us out, and that makes it nice for us.
A low punt. Very low, direct line. Yep, that was Carlos Campbell. He took it on one hop. He's got some room down the sideline. And one man slowed him down, but he's still on his feet to the 10-yard line. This is excitement. Carlos Campbell returns the ball to the Bruin 10-yard line.
We got that replay, but Tim, that was a kind of a kick as a covering team you hate, because the guy got the ball at a full head of steam and went right back to 2 initial tacklers. Watch this.
46 yards.
Boom, right through the 2. Nice block there. Watch this move.
Talk about balance. He picked up 10 yards after he should have been down.
Oh, great job, as we have officials time out here for some reason. I don't know what the thing is.
Got a 29-yard punt.
Oh, I think we have some trouble with the chain on the side. While we do that, let me talk about our crew.
To me. I'm telling you how many yards that thing was.
Well, tell me how many yards. How many yards was
I got to
that?
get these in when I can. 46 yards on the return after the 29-yard punt. Go.
Okay, we have on slow motion Bev Penn. The cameras, Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton. Engineer John Charouse. Graphics and audio Andy Foley. Oh, Andy Foley?
Is that like Foley? That's his twin
sorry
brother.
About that, Andy. Andy Foley. And, of course, our director and all-around good guy, Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers.
Steve Bowers, right? All right, first down, the ball just
Foodly.
outside the 10, so the Crabbers, in fact, could get a first. Oh! Oh, my goodness. Was that almost
Mark
6
Streeter.
points the
Mark
other way?
Streeter.
Mark Streeter had the pick, and it bounced out of his hands. Had he caught that ball, unless they have a rocket attached to someone on the Crabbers side, he probably would have gone all the way. Watch this on the replay. This ball was in his hand. Well, you can't see it on that shot, but just take my word for it, folks. It was in his hands. It might have had too much mustard on it. That might have been the only reason he couldn't come up
Well,
with it.
and it was a little low, too, because you wanted it down low for that receiver.
Well, I saw him when he went back. He yelled back to Higgins, a little higher next time, and Higgins says, "You're right."
If I was a little higher, it would have been gone.
He didn't really. I made that. Second and 10 at the 10.5. Higgins keeps it. This time ball comes loose. Looks like the Crabbers do recover.
Right into a Crabber's hand. The trailing back, who should have been Mac Jones, that's who it was.
So Higgins fumbles the ball, but got a Bruin down now. An injury timeout for injury to a Bruin defender.
Number 88, Tim, that looks like Robert Boone, one of the defensive linemen.
See Mike Smith and the other coaches on the sideline for the Crabbers. Charlie Davidson stopping the play here while the injured player is attended to.
While we do that, Tim, I got a chance. Let me talk about the coaches for these two staffs. For the Bethel side, we have Tracy Parker as the head coach, assisted by Gary Singleton, Creighton Incremenius, Michael Incremenius, Devan Hill, William Fleith, and Steve Elliott. And on the Hampton side, of course, head coach Mike Smith, Albus Mann, Danny Mitchell, Lanny Franklin, Tony Carlson, Kenneth Gilliam, Shannon Smith, Adolph Hawkins, Brian Gerzak, Terry Van, and Darrell Fenner. Also want to congratulate the JV team for the Hampton Crabbers. They beat the JVs for Bethel today, 21 to 12 over at Bethel High School. Nice round of applause here.
And hopefully Robert Boone will be able to return, although he is putting no weight on his right leg, so that doesn't look real good at this point. But
well, and also, let me just say a little something more about that JV contest. Want to keep your eyes open for a young man by the name of JoJo Parham. Parham. I played fullback, did a great job today, and to be a young man to be running next year for this Hampton Crabber varsity.
third down for the Crabbers. They can get to the 1 yard line. Now the Crabbers, after that lengthy timeout, get to the line of scrimmage and need to call their second timeout here with 5:15 left in the first quarter. The Crabbers have used 2 of the 3. And Mike Smith isn't particularly happy about it, at least not by the obvious body language that he's
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's having trouble with my tongue today.
Well, I'm out of sync. I don't do Saturday afternoon games.
Okay, that was my trouble, Andy. I'm out of sync. I'm going to use Tim's.
I'm usually reclined on Saturday afternoon watching.
You're in a horizontal position.
Exactly.
On the couch. Is this when your mouth is open, your eyes are closed, right?
Well, the mouth's open, sucking down some cold beverage and asking.
Hey, Robbie!
That's the only time we usually get talk on Saturday. All right, the timeout is over with. The Crabbers have straightened out whatever the question mark was. And it's third down at the 8 yard line. Need to get to the 1 for a first. Swing pass near side for Jones. Jones is upended as he crosses the 5 yard line. He will be short as Jason Price did a good job of tackling him just as he crossed the 4. So it brings up 4th down and 3 for the Crabbers.
Field goal. It's good to see Jason Price back in the lineup. He did not play last week. He had hurt his ankle the week before and set out last week. And it's good to see him back in there. Young man has been playing over Bethel for, seems like for forever, but he's been over there at least 3 or 4 years playing for the Bruins.
Now, an apparent, and I always want to use that word when we're dealing with Mike Smith, an apparent field goal attempt of 21 yards. And Brian Smith's kick is long enough, and it is right through the uprights.
Boy, he does that so effortlessly. Young Brian Smith. Happy birthday, Mama, he says.
So Smith with ease. Here's your replay. You're going to watch me just a chip shot. That ball would have been good from 41 yards. And
That's
with
a tough angle, Tim, though,
Yep.
that close in.
With that field goal, the Crabbers take a 10-0 lead, having scored on their first 2 possessions. And I had to throw out a parent field goal attempt because Mike Smith is never beyond faking that. Quite frankly, 4th down and 3, I was somewhat surprised he didn't just go for it.
Well, you've got an almost automatic 3, get it. And Brian has proven that he can not only kick the ball quite a distance, but he's very accurate. Get that 3.
Well, it never hurts to get those under your belt. You never know down the road when you're going to need a field goal in a tight ball game, and you've got the confidence.
And again, from that angle, Tim, is it's a chip shot distance-wise.
Smith again with the long kick. This one is in the end zone, and in high school football, you are not allowed to return a ball that goes into the end zone.
You think that Brian may be a little bumped up?
Man, Ananias Boyd was back there, wanted to bring it out, but by rule cannot do so. So, as in all touchbacks in college, high school, and pros, it comes out to the 20. So the Bruins will have it for a second time. And Mark Jefferson will continue at quarterback for the Bruins. To the near side comes Nick Leto. Boyd is the lone setback. Derek Kendrick is in the slot. And now Clifton Copley comes in motion and reverses that. Flag goes down. And the ball is given to Boyd, who gets out to the 25-yard line, but a penalty flag after the 5-yard pickup by Boyd.
Stephen Lee, number 60, finally brought Ananias Boyd down.
So needless to say, the penalty will be assessed to the Bruins. Again, a backfield in motion penalty.
Talking to Raymond Mann, number 77. Young man had an awesome game last week as we get a chance to listen to Mr. Davidson.
We have an illegal shift on the offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Thank you, Charlie.
So the Bruins, who don't need anything to get them going in the wrong direction, get penalized 5 yards. The second time that they've been penalized here in the first quarter for that same infraction. 4:19 left in the first quarter. It's Hampton 10 and Bethel nothing. Game videotaped on the 18th of September, 1999. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and the entire Channel 46 crew here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon to bring you this contest. Jefferson backed, no penalty flag this time. Got a man open but can't hold on to it. The intended receiver was Jason Wood.
Flag, it looks like it might be holding. That was Raymond Mann, Tim, that dropped back into pass coverage.
And offensive holding is the indication by the referee.
And if it's from the point of the foul, half the distance, you got to take it.
It's not good coverage on Jason Wood, who did in fact start at quarterback for the Bruins last week against the Warriors. We'll listen to Charlie Davidson again. He'll tell us about the penalty.
We have holding on the offense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
We got timeout by the Bruins, Tim, and that is their second or third timeout.
Second. Each team has used 2 timeouts here to try and make this first period just as long as they can.
Well, they're doing a good job of it. But I tell you, I love this weather. Is this nicer?
Oh, man. We've had good weather so far for the most part. It's been cool, if not rainy. The ball all the way back to the 5-yard line now. So the original line of scrimmage was the 20-yard line after the touchback on the kickoff.
It looks like almost a 21, doesn't it? Yeah. But you're right. Given the different, but that, and for a team that has not shown that they're moving the ball very well, this is not a position you want to be in. And of course, you really got to look out for turnovers here.
Well, you just can't commit the penalties against a team like Hampton. You've got to play as good a game as your team can play, and silly mistakes like that will prevent you from being victorious against a good team like Hampton. It's just no two ways about it. You can't afford to give Hampton 5 yards, and in this case, a substantial penalty for holding. Nonetheless, it is 1st and 25 for the Bruins from just inside their 5. And no.
Anthony Ware, Tim.
Anthony Ware right there. So Anthony Ware is number 71.
Yeah.
He is returning, I understand. It had a disciplinary reason he wasn't out here last time.
That was from last year's championship game, which was a kind of controversial thing that was called on him. Came in with vengeance.
Yeah, I remember that. That was an ugly game over at Norfolk State.
I tell you, a team get beaten and they got just kind of dirty.
Lost their cool.
They lost more than that, but you're right.
Yeah, they lost the game seriously too. All right, the Bruins headed in the wrong direction. Jefferson gets the snap, and he struggles to get out to the 5-yard line, which will bring him third down. 3rd down and 25. So the Bruins desperately in need of a big play here. Each team has called timeout twice here in the first quarter. And there continues to be some confusion on the Bruins side. We may not have the right personnel. Now they're trying to get some people off the field. Coach is up here in the press box yelling to someone to get the right players out there. Handoff, a very conservative play on 3rd down and 25. Boyd gets the call, and the Bruins, as much as are saying we'll just don't want to give the ball up on a turnover here, we're going to kick it to you, and hopefully our defense can hold you. So Jefferson will be in deep punt formation for the Bruins.
And again, he hopes that he can get a little more air underneath the ball this time.
No rush by the Crabbers to speak of.
Another returnable.
And this one is caught by Campbell, and Campbell goes down on a great defensive play by Dwayne Kendrick. Kendrick down quickly, stopped Campbell, because once Campbell had tried to come to this near side, he would have had some good blocking, and that could have been a disaster, but Kendrick did a great job on special teams to stop him.
Somebody didn't give him a pop off the line of scrimmage. He came down virtually untouched.
So the line of scrimmage was the 5, and it's all the way out to the 40-yard line.
30-yard punt, 5-yard loss.
Punt was actually fielded at the 35, so a 30-yard punt and a 5-yard loss. You may have been able to hear our instant stat man give that to us. So Higgins now. And we've got a new ball carrier in there for the Crabbers. That is Stephen Wyatt, number 43. We hadn't seen Wyatt in the first quarter before that play. Of course, Mike Smith loaded as usual with
Tim, he's just a sophomore.
Lots of different running backs, a lot of different. He's got great depth at all the different positions. Now Gunter comes out of the lineup and Forte comes in. Forte, a bruising fullback for the Crabbers. Gain of 5 on that last play, 2nd down and 5. Higgins gives to Forte. And Forte pulls his way to the 30.
Did you see him just put his head down and bowl over people?
And that's enough for a Hampton first down inside the 30. Well, the referee is going to ask for them to bring the chains over, but they had spotted the ball well inside the 30 to begin with. Now they move it out to the 30.
Well, this official down here closest to us had the mark,
Yep.
and so they're going to go back from where he marked it, or spotted it, I'm sorry. And we'll see what we can get.
Well, I think you got a first down. Here's what I think you got. By the nose of the ball.
You haven't missed too many of them.
Got a great shot of it.
That's more than a nose.
Yeah.
But, that's Jimmy Durante nose.
Well, you know, I mean, that's one of those things where the marker was just touching the 30 and the ball was over the 30. So not a hard one to make. So the Crabbers at the Bruin 30 will have a first down with 1:27 remaining here in the first quarter. Crabbers on top by 10-0. Higgins gives to Forte, and Forte bounces off one tackler, and then a good job of the Bruins to come up and assist.
About 3 of them hit him to drive him back.
First one was Justin Wood, number 44, and then he got help, and he needed it. So really a very short gain, maybe a yard, as they mark it at the 29. As we are now inside of a minute, here's your replay, and you're going to see good job. Actually, it was 33 that came up. Let's give the right call to Ryan Holloway, and he's been doing a great job in the 2 games we've seen the Bruins play. 2nd and 9 for the Crabbers out of the shotgun. Mac Jones in motion to the right. Higgins all day to throw, throws, and it's batted down. Had a man wide open.
Tim, that ball was, it looked like the nose was down when he threw it. It just was not a pretty looking pass. Almost could have been picked off.
Offensive line did a great job of protecting that time as Higgins was sitting back there and just had all kinds of time, but one of those big Bruin linemen got a hand on the ball and batted it down. 3rd down and 9.
Again from the shotgun.
Here's the replay of the pass, and you'll see it was just batted away. Same lineup, Jones in motion. Higgins looks over the middle, has all kinds of time. Now throws, got Mac Jones open at the 9-yard line, and Jones is in for the score.
Oh, took all the time. Nice blocking at the protection of the quarterback. You got that much time, Tim, you can look the field over and find somebody open, and that's exactly what Marcus Higgins did.
He could have run for the first down. He could have thrown and instead spotted Mac Jones coming out of the backfield. Jones was the man in motion on the play, and Jones found himself wide open at the 9-yard line and then just went the last 9 yards with a little bit of resistance, but not much. And the Crabbers now seriously threatening to blow this one open. We're still in the first quarter. And not Mike Smith, but Brian Smith. And we've got a confusion there as Smith, I'm not sure what was going on there. The kicker started to move away from the snapper, from the holder rather, before the ball was in.
Well, I'm not sure what happened either, but I know Brian has played some wideout for the Crabbers.
Bunny Rand.
Bunny.
That was an odd-looking situation, and I don't know if we have that on replay.
I think it was going to be a pass to Brian. I really think that's what it was going to be.
This is the touchdown pass here. If we can get the side judge to get out of our picture. You're going to watch Mac Jones haul it in as he got past his defender. That was at the 9-yard line. And then a late attempt by Thomas Hobson, number 15, to get to Jones, but Jones was already across the goal line. And then on the extra point try, some confusion. I'm not sure exactly what they were trying to do, but in any event, there was never even an opportunity to kick an extra point. And so we are still at 16-0 in favor of the Crabbers with 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Brian Smith will tee it up. Boyd is one of the deep men for the Bruins. Ananias Boyd. And that is who will field the ball deep at the 3-yard line. Boyd tries to follow the wedge, and the wedge breaks down pretty quickly as the Crabbers special team is down there. That's number 32, Lawrence Callis, who was one of the first people to make contact.
And he's just a sophomore.
So they get the ball at the 20-yard line, a 17-yard return by Boyd, and a 1st and 10 for the Bruins, down by 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Crabbers shutting out their first 2 opponents. 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Mark Jefferson working with a I formation in the backfield. And Jefferson is sacked. Alfonso Gunter. The sack all the way back to the 14-yard line, so a 6-yard loss on the play. And that will end the first quarter. So the 6-yard sack by Gunter And the Bruins will go to the sideline, as will the Crabbers, as we switch ends of the field. But after one, it's Hampton. Watch the replay here. You're going to see Gunter untouched from that right side. Just Jefferson never even had a chance.
He really didn't, and Gunter plays him a defensive end, and he saw something and just shot in there. And you were right, he was untouched. And Mark Jefferson says, where did he come from?
And don't let him do that again, please.
Somebody get the license plate of that red and black bus.
So the Crabbers, 16-0 after one. The scoring, if you joined us late, Chuck Forte put the finishing touches on a 65-yard opening drive by the Crabbers. At 44 yards rushing and a 21-yard pass was the mix there. And the Crabbers added the extra point to lead 7-0. And then Brian Smith hit a 21-yard field goal to make it 10-0. And then Mac Jones on the receiving end of a 29-yard pass from Higgins makes it 16-0 after one. Bethel in the first quarter, no yards passing and -2 yards rushing. So the Bruins, after 12 minutes, in the deficit on the offensive side of the ledger. And they just have to do something to get their offense going against this Crabber team if they have even a prayer to keep this thing respectable.
Well, and first of all, you got to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to get a first down or so, and they haven't yet to get any.
You've got to stop making those mistakes on the penalties. Jefferson double pumps, throws, got Leto at the 25-yard line. So
and there's your first down.
Yep. Well, no, not quite, because they had been sacked, so they're out to the 25. It'll be third down and about 5.
I was looking at the
they'd been
the other
sacked
one.
on
Yeah,
the previous
I forgot about
Here's your replay, and this was a nice pass to Leto and a trio of tacklers from the Crabbers, but he picks up yardage out to the 25. Third down and 5 for the Bruins, and they desperately need to get some offense going here and give the defense a chance to get a little rest on the sideline. Mark Jefferson calling the signals. I formation for the Bruins. And again, Ananias Boyd, and he is stocked up.
I mean, he was met head on by Anthony Ware, Tim. My goodness.
And that'll bring on the kicking team for Tracy Parker's Bethel Bruins.
Well, let me tell you something. Had he not handed that ball off to Ananias Boyd, Mr. Jefferson would have been flattened by Alfonso Gunter. He, again, was on a blitz from that end position.
So Jefferson will be kicking from inside of his 15. Carlos Campbell back to receive, and this will be Campbell looking at the ball at the 44-yard line. The Crabbers fake the reverse. The Bruins had a shot at Campbell. Now he's loose at the 35 to the 40, still loose. 45 midfield, looking for a block, got one. And the Bruins have him trapped on the sideline. He's out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Are you exciting or what? Number 55 for the Crabbers. Chris Perry threw a nice block.
So the Hampton faithful on the near side here, as this is a Hampton home game, applaud the efforts of Carlos Campbell on a nifty replay. Watch this one. You're going to see Campbell all the way back inside of his 30 at the 25, and it looks like they've got him right there, but no, they don't. Now watch this block coming up right here.
That was number 55, Tim.
Yeah. And then Campbell finally goes out of bounds after returning the ball to the Bruin 24-yard line. Got 36 yards on a 100-yard return. Higgins.
Hands 44, Tim.
Yeah, we got a different running back, and that's Darrell Fenner. I wonder if he's related to Derek Fenner.
I would almost bet he is. He's just a ninth grader, Tim. 6 foot, 165.
Hampton Chevrolet urges you to support the community by giving to the Peninsula United Way campaign. Hampton Chevrolet, a great supporter of both civic-minded organizations and the school system. 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Ball just inside the 20-yard line, a gain of almost 5. Let's call it second down and a long 5. This is Forte, and the big fullback bowls his way down to the 11-yard line, and that'll be another Hampton first down.
You're in good hands with your Allstate agents, Robert Mann and James Hudson. Give them a call for all your insurance needs at 827-1200. That's 827-1200 for Robert Mann and James Hudson.
Ball is marked inside the 12-yard line where it is a first down for the Crabbers. Mac Jones and Chuck Forte are the backfield behind Marcus Higgins. And Mac Jones fumbles the football. The Bruins come up with it. Jones couldn't get the handle, and Brian Jordan was there to recover.
Just never had the ball. Never had the ball.
So give Jordan the credit for the Bruin recovery. Here's your replay. You're going to see, you're absolutely right, Bob. It was on his hip, and he never could put it away. And a good heads-up play by 41 Brian Jordan to recover for the Bruins. Had that been a touchdown eventually for the Crabbers, really would have been a crushing score. So the Bruins get some real life here. Let's see if the offense can get a spark from the defense. See
if they can get in and take advantage of this. For all your printing needs, call Gear Up Printing at 1909 North Armstead Avenue. That's 827-8277. Thomas Gear at Gear Up Printing.
From their 13-yard line, the Bruins will start. Jefferson back to pass, wants to throw, and now throws into coverage, is picked off. This is Marcus Higgins, gets a great block along the sideline. Higgins is in for the touchdown.
Nice block over there, and that looked like no, that was Thomas, that was Raymond Mann, number 77 over there throwing that block, Tim, I believe.
How many yards on the interception? About 25 or 30, it looked like. No, I'm talking about where he picked it off.
About a 30-yarder, I think.
Yeah, he was right around the 30-yard line. Let's call it unofficially a 30-yard interception for a touchdown. Now Smith, before the Bruins can get all their players on the field, kicks the extra point.
Well, there's a flag, but I think the Bruins are going to take the extra point. We will pick a player of the game for both of these teams tonight, and that player receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Engraving Inc., formerly Buckwalter's Engraving, and the shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods.
Well, Marcus Higgins, who has scored with a punt return, he has scored on an offensive rushing touchdown, and now, if he hadn't already, he's added an interception for a touchdown. As you see, Charlie Davidson explaining something to Chuck Forte on the sideline, along with Mike Smith.
And I think they get the penalty on the kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. We'll listen to Charlie Davidson will give us that, I hope. Perhaps not. But in any event, turnover beget turnover, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that one was a lot more costly for the Bruins.
Well, the receiver was open, Tim. The ball was just overthrown.
So there is a 5-yard penalty. Illegal substitution, and that was what was going on. It was the Bruins, during the extra point, did not have all the 11 players on their side of the ball, and so when the ball was kicked, they had players on the Hampton side of the line of scrimmage, which is, of course, a penalty. So they assess a 5-yard penalty. Brian Smith's been kicking the ball in the end zone without a 5-yard penalty, so we'll see if he decides to try a shorter kick this time. He will mix it up and go for some of these
push that thing just
25, 30-yarders.
Right about over here about the 15-yard line where there's nobody, right? A little pooch punt or kick. But no.
He lays the foot into this one, and this one will be taken in the end zone, and that is an automatic touchback as Boyd had his left leg in the end zone when he fielded the ball, and Charlie Davidson right on top of that play to whistle it down.
Was his foot with his leg?
That too. So no return. But probably they probably in retrospect should be glad they got it at the 20, because that special team of Hampton does a great job of getting down there.
They really do.
So the Bruins again on offense will try and get underway. I got to tell you though, that interception was a bad pass. Jefferson should have never thrown that ball. He threw it into coverage. It was not even close to his intended
No,
receiver.
It went way over the head of the intended receiver.
Sometimes you just have to eat the ball. All right, the Bruins will
throw it away.
Yep. Frazier and Boyd are the backfield in the I formation. Double wide receivers to the right side. This is Boyd who gets the call. And And Boyd picks up yardage out to about the 21-yard line, where it'll be second down for the Bruins. We'll return to Darling Stadium after a brief pause. We'll be right back. Back to the live action. Ananias Boyd with a great run out to the Bruin 42-yard line. So the Bruins get some life on a super run by Ananias Boyd.
Well, he found a crack that time and just popped right through it.
Here's the replay. You'll watch this now. First down of the ball game for the Bruins, and it comes at a very opportune time for Bethel.
That was
Out
about
to
a
their
20-yarder, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. 21 yards to be exact. And Anthony Ware says, hey, you guys shouldn't have done that. You made me mad.
My goodness.
Ananias Boyd, who enjoyed a 21-yard rush east-west, goes west on this one for a loss. About 3. Anthony Ware with the big hit. Second down and about a baker's dozen. Here's the replay of the big run by Boyd. That was the one that was a good thing for the Bruins. We'll try and show you the one that wasn't a good thing.
Well, Bruins don't want you to show that one.
Second and 13. Got a new number in the backfield. That is Jason Price, number 4. Picked up a yard.
He was collared.
A little bit of pushing and shoving after the play, but the officials right there to separate everybody, no problem.
Orlando Robinson was in on the tackle that time. I don't know if he was the man that collared Jason, but it was almost like a necktie party.
Ball marked at the 40-yard line. So the Bruins look at third down and a dozen now after the 1-yard gain. The pitch again to Jason Price, and he picks up maybe a yard again. So the Hampton defense picked up on that play rather quickly, and it brings on the kicking team for the Bruins.
Well, that was Stephen Williams along with Anthony Ware, and on that stop.
There you see a couple of the big guys. Number 70 coming off for the Crabbers, Stephen Williams. When I say big, I'm talking big here. 6'2", 336, just a sophomore.
And they were high on that young man.
So Jefferson, who's going to wear his leg out at this process, hits another low liner, and Campbell feels it on a hop at the 34-yard line, gets away from a tackler, and picks up a couple of tough yards. Now the whistles blow. I'm not sure exactly why, because he was still making some forward progress, but I guess to protect him or protect somebody. In any event, they mark it at the Crabber 36-yard line, where it'll be first down. Well, the Crabbers have had the ball 3 times and have scored on each occasion. And actually,
well, they fumbled on one.
Well, they fumbled on one, and they scored on the interception after that. So 3 out of 4. So just a 4-yard return by Campbell, but again, a very poor punt. The ball had no height, and the Bruins were very lucky to escape a big return on that play. Higgins steps up, still feels the pressure, rolling now, and finally goes out of bounds at about the 36. So he gets back to the line of scrimmage, basically.
He kind of exciting or what?
Yep, I tell you, they're exciting to watch. And
I know that defender for Bethel knew he had it. Just knew he had him.
Well, he dipped the shoulder on him and then pulled it back, kind of gave it to him and then took it away and grabbed for air. But a good job by the Bruins on pursuit. You know, they're down 23-0, but I don't see any quitting going on out there. These guys are playing just as hard as if they were down 21-23 or something of that nature. But ball at the 36.
Excuse me, Derek Fenner comes in to replace Carlos Campbell at the split out. They got him split in.
Double wide receivers to the near side, out of the I formation. And now we've got whistles and flags.
Could be delay. No, this looks like something up on the line of scrimmage, Tim.
Yeah, ball start.
So procedure call against the Crabbers, one of their few mistakes this afternoon.
Not supposed to, no, sir. We have a dead ball, false start on the offense, 5 yards, still second down.
So 1 fumble and 1 penalty, and those are the only things the Crabbers haven't done perfectly so far. 5-yard mark-off against Hampton. Second down and 15 to go for the Crabbers.
We're going to see a pass play, Tim. I almost feel like we are. I think they're the same formation. High backfield.
On play action, Higgins got a man wide open at the 45-yard line. He makes the grab right at the first down marker. This will be very close. He lost his balance, or he would have been able to go for more.
And he didn't like that spot.
They spot it right at the 46. And that will be another official's timeout. But as I said, Bob, this one is half the length of the football. First down.
I think you're right, because where he's got it, yeah.
You see, that was a tough spot, because he did look to be between the 46 and 47. On the replay, it looked like he got about another half a yard, but they marked it at the 46. But I'm going to tell you that the ball, half the length of the ball, is what he got for the first down.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with you.
And that's what he got, half the length of the ball for the first down. I'm on a roll.
You're on a roll. You haven't missed one yet, have you?
Yeah, I might have.
Is that a cinnamon roll?
I'll take my glasses off. We're doing a hit. What is it, 1 in a row?
1 in a row.
Oh, I thought you had one earlier.
Oh, yeah, I had one earlier, and I had some in the last game. I might get more to this game. All right, 46-yard line, Hampton, first down. 5:25 left here in the first quarter. First half. Crabbers up 23-0. Carlos Campbell on the flare pass. He's got yardage down to the Bruin 41-yard line. The ground cannot cause a fumble. That'll be a pickup of 13 and another Hampton first down.
I don't want to be correcting you, Tim, but that's not a flare pass. That's a whiteout screen.
Well,
he steps back, get it, and you notice he had about 3 or 4 blockers out in front of him. They run that screen for your split receiver. You have to have good timing on that. Your lineman got to be quick to get out there to give the protection. Watch the replay.
Watch this flare pass to the near side. Screen pass. You like that? See the ball bounce up? That was when he hit the ground, and the ground made the ball bounce up, and that's why you can't have a fumble on that call. Higgins with all kinds of time.
Oh, nice catch by Fenner.
Derek Fenner brings it in at the 17-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Crabbers.
You notice that Marcus Higgins that time, Tim, put that ball right where only he being Fenner was going to catch it. Nobody else is going to get a shot at it.
25 yards on the pass play, and another first down at the 17. Hey, after the game, make a trip to Zoom's. They've got 5 convenient Hampton locations for you. They've got Beantown Coffee, Coca-Cola. They've got chicken, fried chicken,
subs,
and potato wedges, subs, all kinds of good stuff, and Citgo gas at Zoom's.
7 passes for 103 yards.
103 yards, 7 passes, and again, flag down in the end zone. A pass to Campbell incomplete, but a penalty flag down on the play. In fact, 2 flags down, one on either side of the line of scrimmage. And you see the illegal procedure indication by referee Davidson. So the Bruins have a decision to make. Do they want to back the Crabbers up 5 yards? Looks like they very well may.
Justin Woods says back them up.
We have illegal procedure, 6 men on the line against the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot, still first down.
So the Crabbers penalized for the second time in the ball game. The ball now at the 22-yard line. You see Mike Smith having a somewhat heated discussion with the official on the near side. Fenner lines up wide to the right. In the shotgun, now Mac Jones moves in motion to the left. Higgins on a straight running play, and the Bruins smell that one out real well.
They go number 75, Harold Mitchell,
Yep.
6'3", 297, junior.
I've got James Harrison. at 75.
I'm looking at the wrong lineup. You're right.
So Harrison in on the stop.
I was looking at the Crabber lineup.
No gain on the play. That was a straight running play from the get-go. The Higgins in the shotgun.
It was a draw play, just didn't materialize.
Bruin defense had something to do with that. Second down, 15 to go for the Crabbers. They need to get inside of the 8-yard line to get a first down. They lead 23-0. 3:28 left here in the first half.
Our statistician says watch Fenner.
And watch Charlie Davidson throw the flag for delay. So the Crabbers will be backed up 5 more. After a almost perfect early part of the ball game.
McKillen said 3.
We have a dead ball, delay of game on the offense. 5 yards, still second down.
McKillen said 3 penalties in 3 minutes. Is that a penalty a minute?
That's something like that. And that'll drive the Hampton coaches crazy. They just don't like those mental errors. Again, Higgins in the shotgun. Mac Jones in motion to the left. He's got Fenner on the near side. And now Higgins feels the big pressure from the Bruins, gets a block, running the other direction, got a man wide open in the end zone, but underthrows him or overthrows Carlos Campbell, whichever it was. In any event, it goes incomplete. Mac Jones was deep, and Campbell was short.
Callaway was open short, but further to this side, and it was hard to see when you're running to the left, and you got to try to square your shoulders up and throw that back across your body and get it into the end zone. But you're right, that was not an easy throw. That's why it ended up short.
Well, let's give some credit to the Bruins defense as they have been able to put a little pressure on Higgins, and that was just had that been a completion, it would have been a miraculous play, because it's so difficult when you're running to your left, as you said, Bob, to square your shoulders to throw. It's just nigh on impossible. So third down and 20. Play action. Higgins again has plenty of time, and Campbell at the 15-yard line cannot hold on to it at his shoe tops, and had he made the grab, it would have been a spectacular catch.
We're going to see a long field goal attempt here by Brian Smith.
At least an apparent. I always got to throw that in there, because till it happens.
You and I have been burned a few times on saying, oh, that's what they're going to do, right?
Watch the replay here on the pass play that was low to Campbell. And look at all the time Higgins had again. He just threw it low and incomplete. So this will be from the 33-yard line. This will be a 43-yard attempt. Smith has it blocked, and Kendrick, and they couldn't quite get a hold of it as Kendrick blocked it. Kyle Whitehurst, number 49, tried to pick up a rapidly spinning football and just couldn't grab it, but it went out of bounds. Nonetheless, the Bruin defense, special team, have done a good job and get the ball back. Ball never had a chance as Kendrick, number 1, got in there and got a big hand on that ball and cleanly blocked it for the Bruins.
He didn't have a big hand, he got one now.
So at the, sometimes you just have to keep moving.
Sometimes I just got to get back away from the microphone.
28-yard line is where the Bruins will start. So again, the defense has done a good job here on a couple of occasions of stopping the Crabbers. This is Boyd, and Boyd gets out to about the 32-yard line, a pickup of about, well, let's call it almost 4. Started from the 28, mark it at the 32. So gain of 4 for Boyd.
Number 60 made that tackle, Stephen Lee, from his linebacker position.
We are inside of 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Crabbers 23 and Bethel nothing. Jefferson gives to Boyd again, and Boyd is back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
He was wrapped up by number 64, Orlando Robinson.
So they'll give him about a yard on that play before the forward progress was stopped. They're down at about 6, and now a timeout has been called by the Bruins. That will be their final timeout of the first half. Comes with 1:53 to go in the first half. Talk about some of the games we've got coming up, Bob. I think you mentioned next Friday night. We're going to be right back here, and the contest will have the Denby Patriots visiting the Kecoughtan Warriors, as the Warriors will try and get back into a winning mode. And then after that, we've got Kecoughtan again on the 1st of October, taking on the Phoebus Phantoms.
We haven't seen the Phoebus since the 2nd of September was the opening contest, so we'll have Phoebus on the 1st of October, which will be another Friday night. And I said Friday night, but I'm not going to say that anymore.
Well, I hope in that case it is, because I'm going to Lake Gaston on Saturday.
Oh, and, well, if it's a storm, you wouldn't be going there anyway, right?
Oh, yeah. I've got tickets for the Lake Gaston Seafood Festival. We've been there a couple of times. I want to tell you something. It's worth a 2-hour drive. That's kind of a neat thing while we got a timeout. I'll tell you, the festival is held on the North Carolina-Virginia borderline. And on one side of the borderline, it's dry. You're not allowed to have alcohol of any kind, so they set up the bar on the other side. So you walk from
what side do you go to?
I'm not even going to get into that.
Okay.
But in order to get your beverage, you have to cross the state line.
That's funny.
It is pretty neat. All right, we've got 3rd down, crucial 3rd down for the Bruins as they need to get something going here. Jefferson's going to try it on his own, look for a block, and didn't get much of a block, and a late flag comes down.
Late flag, yeah.
Had he gotten a little bit of a block on that side, he could have picked up the 1st down, but let's see how they call this penalty.
It really wasn't a good call because it barely touched it.
So they're going to call clipping, and that'll be against the young man who was trying to give him a block. Here's your replay. Watch if we can. That's a clip. First of all, I'd be embarrassed if I'm going to clip someone. I'm going to clip them good. So
you're going to get a penalty.
I want to earn my penalty.
If you're speeding, you really got to speed.
That's right. Well, I don't know about speeding, but on the football field, if I'm going to get called for a clip, I'm going to get my money's worth, if you will.
15 yards from the end of the run. Replay 3rd down.
There you go. Hey, sorry, Charlie. Tuna. So a big penalty against the Bruins. I'm somewhat surprised because it would have been 4th down and about 3. The Bruins will get 1 extra down out of this as referee Davidson cranks the clock, and it continues to move now as we're down to 1:35. So Jefferson on 3rd and about 16. Stands in the pocket, throws, and it's caught by Price. And Price has one man to beat. He's not going to get by Fenner. But Jason Price on a beautiful pass for Mark Jefferson.
We got a penalty back here, probably holding, Tim, but great protection if it wasn't holding.
Well, let's let Davidson tell us. Nope, a clip. And that is going to be a big penalty. It'll bring that ball all the way back into Bruin territory. So the Crabbers get a break. Jason Price with a nice grab. Watch your replay here. Jefferson, lots of time, throws in heavy traffic, and Price with Derek Fenner riding his back to the 33-yard line. But a clip against the Bruins will negate that nice play.
Yeah, it sure will.
Offense, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay 3rd down.
Charlie's gotten more airtime than we have here in the first half.
He sure has, but
lots of penalties. So what was a 1st down in Hampton territory is now a 3rd down all the way back to the Bruin 15. So it's a third and a mile to go. So now you got to ask Mark Jefferson to do that all over again. Quick pass near side, Nick Leto, and he gets yardage to about the 27-yard line, but that'll bring up 4th down and about 10.
And Hampton's going to say, we're going to call timeout because that'll give us a minute or something to get that ball, maybe get a score.
Actually, 4th down and a dozen to be exact.
Well, we're doing it with October on the 4th of October. I'm going to attempt to do something that I'm going to think it's going to be fun until maybe I get done with it. I don't know, but I'm going to attempt to play 100 holes for the Peninsula is it's a nonprofit organization that teaches adults how to read and write. And if you want to sponsor me, him, and anybody else out there, give me a call. But I had so much at home, and that goes to a good cause, and it's tax deductible. So you get a hold of me, get Scotty, call 850-5365 if you want to sponsor me. In fact, I need to talk to Billy Kennedy about that.
I don't see you on our list of sponsors.
Oh, it's not, well, no, this is strictly not for me. This is not for me, for Peninsula Reach.
I'm teasing.
Non-profit organization. HCS Reports has a new look. Join anchor Beth Sadler Monday through Friday at noon and 5 p.m. for all the news and information about the Hampton City Schools.
Jefferson gets another low kick, and it's fielded by Carlos Campbell. Picked it up. Campbell out to the 47-yard line. Campbell precariously close to the sideline. In fact, I think Bob Kennel thought he actually stepped out of bounds.
Well, he was out of bounds and came back in and picked up the ball, and I think that's what Bob is talking about. And I don't know what the ruling is on that. I know in the pros that
you cannot be the first person to touch.
One to touch the ball.
I don't know if we have that on replay, but in any event, the Crabbers start from their 47. Here's the replay. Yeah, he was out of bounds at the 36-yard line, his left foot. Nonetheless, it stands. This is Campbell, and Campbell gets to about the 47 of Bethel.
He thought he was going out of bounds. Obviously, he didn't.
We're down to
right
30,
on that side.
38 seconds. Clock moving. Mark it at the Bruin 47-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Second down and 4. Crabbers have used all their timeouts. Now they spike the ball to stop the clock with 21 seconds to go. And it brings up third down and the same 4. So the Crabbers will have, I would think this would be 4-down territory for them. If they don't get the first down or more on this 3rd and 4, they might well go for it, but we'll let that story unfold as it may. The Crabbers taking a lot of time to get this play in there. It was not a timeout. Of course, the play clock starts, and there you see the flag for too much time. So referee Davidson very aware of the 25 seconds or whatever the actual time.
Well, it really doesn't start till you blow the whistle. You got to blow the whistle for the play to start, I guess. But
that's not of any great consequence to the Crabbers. It's just 5 yards.
Game on the offense, 5 yards, still third down.
Sorry, Charlie, didn't mean to talk over you again. I'm a little envious, though. He's doing a little more play-by-play than we are, and maybe better. Mac Jones in motion. Out of the shotgun. Higgins, all kinds of time. Throws for Derek Fenner, who pushed off and just quite can't get there. And I'll tell you what he did. He was being guarded closely by his identical number, Cedric Sharpless, number 2, and got separation by pushing off. The official didn't see it. And nonetheless, the ball slightly overthrown. Higgins,
we got a flag
that
on
ball
the play.
55 yards. Crabbers would have not had a touchdown had he caught it in any event because of penalty against the Crabbers. So it's been flag day ever since we said no flags. Here's the replay.
That happens every time.
See, I didn't see a second back in motion.
We have an illegal shift on the offense. Penalty decline.
Got separation.
4th down.
So we got a 4th down, Tim.
So it is 4th down. There are 14 seconds remaining.
Refuse that penalty.
4th down and 9. Far sideline, Carlos Campbell needs to get out of bounds, and does he? No, he does not. The official continues to, now he stops because it's a first down with 4 seconds remaining, but Campbell ruled to be in bounds when his knee touched. So the Crabbers, if they hurry to the line, they may be able to get another play off. As soon as they've got the chain set and the ball is whistled ready for play, the clock will restart. And it stopped immediately, so that gives 3 seconds for the Crabbers to throw one into the end zone, I would assume. Clock stops with the spike by Higgins. So the Crabbers will have one last shot at the end zone before halftime. I guess I should say at least one, because the half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Not on a defensive penalty, you're right.
So Campbell and Fenner set up to the near side. Callaway to the far side. And Higgins in the shotgun. 3 seconds, probably the last play of the first half. Bruins coming with pressure. Higgins throws, and he's got a man wide open.
Campbell was wide open. Where was the defense?
Carlos Campbell. 39-yard pass. 38-yard.
Unbelievable. Knowing you're going to pass, you don't let them get behind you, Tim.
Well, you try not to. When you have superb athletes, it's hard sometimes not to. Campbell in the end zone for the 38-yard pass touchdown from Higgins. Brian Smith will try the extra point, and it is up and it is good. So the Crabbers, with 3 seconds on the clock, throw the ball 38 yards. Here's your replay. Higgins with all kinds of time now, rolls a little bit and throws deep. And Campbell, out of your picture, makes the grab 2 yards from being out of bounds, but he clearly was in the end zone for the touch.
Well, Campbell and Fenner both on that side. Fenner broke it off, and it's very possible that the defenders got tangled up because Campbell kept going deep, Fenner broke it off, and that happens.
So we've reached halftime at Darling Stadium. Our score at half is Hampton 30 and Bethel nothing. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the third quarter of action after a brief timeout. Back here at Darling Stadium, the Bethel Bruins team just getting set to come on the field, and just at the bottom of your screen, the Hampton Crabbers team is here. In the first half, Hampton, of course, 30-0 over the Bruins. Their statistics will bear that out with 21 rushes, 100 yards, 7 of 11 passing for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mac Jones and Carlos Campbell receiving those touchdown passes. Total offense in the first half for Hampton, 255 yards. The leading rusher was Mac Jones. He carried 8 times for 39 yards. And the leading receiver was also Mac Jones. He had 3 grabs for 65 yards. Crabbers had 13 first downs. They were penalized 4 times for 20 yards. And they fumbled the ball twice, having lost 1. For the Bruins, they had 24 yards rushing on 13 carries, just 20 yards passing on 2 of 4 with 1 interception, total of 64 yards. Check that, 44 yards of total offense in the first half. And just 2 first downs for the Bruins, 4 penalties, 45 yards, and those came at crucial times. And the Bruins did not fumble the ball in the first half. The leading rusher was Ananias Boyd. He had 9 carries for 24 yards, and Nick Leto had 2 catches for 20 yards. So the Bruins manhandled in the first half. Hampton with more than 200 yards in the edge of offense in the first half, and Crabbers at halftime leading by the score of 30-0. By the way, in defense of the Bruins, I'm quite confident that the defenders on that last touchdown pass that Carlos Campbell caught, as you and I talked about off camera during the halftime, Bob, they just, the 2 defenders kind of tossed each other up and caused Campbell to get behind them. And Campbell did a great job of getting away from the defenders.
Well, and after that, Tim made a great adjustment to catch the ball in the end zone, because he almost had to do a 360, turn around, look over his other shoulder to get the ball and catch it and make the score.
The Crabbers 2-0, the Bruins 2-0 coming into this game. Hampton, of course, very mindful of the fact that they have a game coming with Heritage as well as the Phoebus Phantoms. Phantoms undefeated on this young season, and we are looking forward to the October 29th clash between Phoebus and Hampton, which is always a good game. This year should be no different. In fact, it may be the deciding game for the Peninsula District at that time, but a lot of games to be played before then. And we'll have a lot of them for you here every Friday night. We'll be here at Darling Stadium, and hopefully you will as well. Please make plans to come out and support your favorite high school team. A lot of fans this afternoon in attendance on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Brian Smith kicks it to start the second half. It's fielded at the 4-yard line by Jason Price. And Price is hit as he reaches the 17-yard line, and in on the stop.
Number 32.
That was 32 again. That is Lawrence Callis, who had a similar stop earlier, and now Price is shaken up. Price coming off of an ankle injury, but Price this time seems to be favoring his shoulder, I think. It's hard to tell from here.
Well, Callis, Tim, is just 5'10", 175 sophomore. But he was like a kamikaze going down that field.
Here's your replay. You'll get a chance to see this, and perhaps we can see what happened to Price as he fielded it at the 4 and just got nailed at the 17, 18-yard line. And now Price is up, and but it appears to be a shoulder injury, not a leg, although I wouldn't want to speculate at this point.
You paid the price for that.
So the ball marked just short of the 20-yard line. Sometimes, again, you just have to ignore these things.
We're talking about ignoring killing. You're going to ignore the guy who gives you instant stats? I don't think so.
I try, but it's not easy. All right, the Bruins trying to get untracked here. Mark Jefferson back to pass. Now feels some pressure, throws across the field, completes the pass at the 34-yard line.
Dangerous pass, Tim. Jerry Brooks made the catch.
83 Brooks at the 29-yard line. That's a gain of 9.
But when you throw the ball back across the field like that, it's picked off, and you can say goodbye. That's going to give up. You're going to give up a touchdown.
There you saw as Brooks waved at Jefferson to say I'm open, but fortunately for the Bruins, they got the ball to Brooks before the defense closed in.
We're going to get a first down or not, Tim?
Well,
quick.
They're going to measure. 83. I think they've got the first down. The ball was basically at about the 19-yard line, and it's a first down by the nose of the football.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, no, wait a minute.
He's short.
Well, they stretched that thing out.
He said, Tim, you're wrong. I can't believe it. You were wrong.
Check that again. I think they added. They added. No. See, they added 3 links to the chain at halftime.
Okay.
And otherwise, I would have had that one.
Okay.
Just 1 in a row is my limit. Yeah. I had 2 in a row earlier.
That's right.
Now I'm on a streak in the other direction. I really didn't have a chance to set up for that one, you know.
Hey, I don't want any excuses, Tim. I don't want any excuses, Tim.
That was a surprise measurement. I wasn't ready.
First thing you're going to say was killing confused you.
He did. And that one's picked off. Carlos Campbell.
And he's going to have a great chance to score.
Well, he has one man to beat, and that man could not get him. Jefferson tried to stop him, but Carlos Campbell returns the pass interception for the touchdown. That's about a 40-yarder. We'll try and pick up 46. So Campbell ended the scoring in the first half, and he begins the scoring in the second half, this time playing on the defensive side. We'll watch the replay after the PAT. But the story of the matter, the situation is now is less than a minute into the second half, the Bruins drastically in deep trouble, down 36-0, and Brian Smith trying to make it 37. And a bad snap. Johnson rolling, and he's going to try and get into the end zone. He does for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, wow. That's your
That
your punter.
looked like what they were trying to do on that other play.
Well, that was not a good center, though, but you're right.
So let's see if we can watch the replay on the interception, see if we can pick up exactly where the pick occurred. Caught that one at the 40, looked like about the 48, actually. 47, 48. 47.
48, 47 and a half.
47 and a half, yeah. There you go. So 38-0 after the 2-point conversion, as Hampton now just putting a whipping on the Bruins, as we've just played 55 seconds of the third quarter. All right, Scotty's going to fix me up. He's going to edit out my bad call there.
Oh, man, how much you have to pay Scotty for that?
A couple of hot dogs.
Well, I tell you, Scotty.
By the way, now next time we're at Darling Stadium, next time we're at Darling Stadium, try some of those hot sausages. They got those.
You love those hot sausages.
Well, for a while there, they had a different brand, and I was, didn't want to endorse them.
You got cool on the hot sausages.
Cool on the hot sausage. Now I'm hot on the hot sausage again.
Oh, you ought to talk to Kellen sometime about hot chili and hot chili.
Oh yeah. All right.
Look at his smile. He'll tell you about that hot chili.
He's got a little flush to his face just thinking about it. Big, long kickoff in and out of the end zone. That'll be an automatic touchback. Brian Smith just powering that ball into the end zone.
His shortest kick was 55 yards. That was because they were penalized because they got a 5-yard. He actually kicked the 5 yards further up.
Smith really booming the kickoffs today.
He really
Last year, he was doing more of the pooch kick when he was playing for that other team.
For that other team, the green and white team.
Green and white from Kick-It-Town. He's in the Hampton zone, and he has really picked up his kicking game. All right, the Bruins cannot afford any mistakes from here on out, but they're down 38-0 as the 11:05 mark of the third quarter. And we've got Jason Wood at quarterback now. He started last week against the Kickatan Warriors and was replaced by Mark Jefferson. Now Jefferson got the start today, and now in relief comes Jason Wood. He is a senior at quarterback.
Ananias Boyd on the handoff that time, just straight ahead.
A couple of yards for the Bruins on that play. Be sure to check out your neighborhood Zooms. They have 5 convenient Hampton locations, great food, and Citgo gas. Zooms. Second down and 8.
Boyd again.
Gets the call.
Same play, Tim.
Yep, picked up a couple more out to almost the 25-yard line. They mark him just over the 24.
Gear Up Printing is the place to go for all your printing needs. Any business cards, a letterhead, etc. It gets the personal touch only available at Gear Up Printing at 1909 North Armstead Avenue, 827-8277.
Chris Green, number 61, comes in the game for the Crabbers. Out comes number 70, Stephen Big Man Williams, 336 pounds worth of him. Third down and about 6. Boyd gets the call, and Boyd is stopped at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th down and 5 for the Bruins. And Mark Jefferson, who has been doing the punting.
If you had any problems during this past hurricane with Floyd, and you were fortunate enough to have Allstate Insurance with Robert Mann or James Hudson, they were right there to help you with all your needs. So give them a call at 827-1200.
Jefferson will kick from inside of his 15. Has had some difficulty getting some air on it. Again, kicks a low liner. And again, Campbell's able to take it on the hop. This time gives to Marcus Higgins. Got a flag down for a clip, I believe. Higgins is finally taken down after a short gain out to the 41-yard line, but a penalty flag on the play, and I think we'll see a illegal block call against the Crabbers.
More than likely, that's what we'll get, Tim. We will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams this afternoon. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, which is now called Engraving Inc., and they're located out on Route 17 at Tabb Square. For all your engraving needs, give Jim or Dave Buckwalter a call at 596-8850. The shirt comes from Island Hardware and Sporting Goods, and they're located in Pocosin. And while we got a chance, I'll let Charlie go ahead and talk.
So you heard him and saw him.
And they can meet all your sporting goods, sporting needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual equipment and uniform, plus screen printing nets. Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is owner.
So the Crabbers will start from their 26-yard line, leading 38-0 here in the third quarter. This is Big Mac Jones, and Mac is across the 30 to about the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. Picks up about 5.
Mac Jones, 6'2", 230 junior, Tim.
Now you got him, and you've got Forte back there. You've got all kinds of power runners. And then you got Higgins, who's extremely elusive.
And then every now and then they'll throw in a 10th and 9th grader back there to kind of bust you and I up to who's running the ball.
They got Gunter in there right now at the fullback position. Jones. Close to the first down. Let's see. They marked the ball at the 35, so they need to get to the 36.
They ain't even going to check this one out.
No, now this one they definitely. And I need to restart my my expertise of these fourth and close. You know, these close first downs.
Anthony Mann comes off number 20. I'm sorry, Alexander Mann comes off number 22.
Campbell to the near side, wide receiver. Quick handoff inside to Gunter, and Gunter picks up about 4. So he gets the first down at the 40-yard line, and they'll move the chains, and the Crabbers will have a fresh set of downs. Scoreboard shows no timeouts for either team. Actually, they have 3 for the second half. Got to keep that guy in shape over here.
Yeah, he's putting him up right now. He's putting him up right now. Boy, you got him on the ball.
It's all right. He hasn't missed anything else, I'll tell you. He's been right on top of it.
Hey, you just said it because he's laughing at your joke.
Well, that and he's got that big gun. All right, 40-yard line, first down for Hampton. 7:23 left in the third. Crabbers on a roll here, up 38-0. Higgins wants to pass. Throws deep for Fenner, and Fenner can't quite get to it.
Fenner's just hesitated a minute to look for the ball. If he just kept right on running, he might have had a chance at it.
Yeah, he looked like he was on a stop and go, and Higgins thought he was on a definite go there. Hey, you see Danny Mitchell's son. I believe that's who that is.
That's Matthew.
Watch this pass. This was about a 60-yard pass in the air. It's not easy to overthrow your receiver when you throw it 60 yards. So that one brings up 2nd and 10. But you're absolutely right. If Fenner had just continued running, he would have had a good shot at catching that ball. Alexander Mann to the near side now. Double wide receivers to the top of the screen. And again, Higgins back to throw. Lost his footing, got away from one of the on-rushing Bruins. Tries to get a pickup of a block and does, and then finally goes out of bounds inside at least the 40-yard line of the Bruins.
Carl Callaway made a nice block there to give him another 8-10 yards.
But there is a flag back at the original line of scrimmage, and an illegal motion call will negate that play. So they'll wipe out that nice run by Marcus Higgins. He might get home for the 8 o'clock game.
We have illegal motion against the offense, 5 yards. Repeat, second down.
Well, you heard Charlie Davidson tell you, illegal motion. 2nd down and 15 for Hampton after Higgins had gotten the first down all the way down to the 40-yard line. That was a 20-yard gain that was wiped off the board. One second less than 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Higgins, plenty of time, now feels some pressure. And Higgins finally has to go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
Number 73, Joseph Solomon, was coming right down at him.
Picked up a couple of yards, but again, good job by the Bethel secondary to cover up the receivers.
And good pressure that time by the defensive line.
So they give him a gain of 3 out to the 38-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and a dozen. Campbell sets up wide to the right, man wide to the left. Mac Jones and Chuck Forte the backfield. On the option, the pitch goes to Mac Jones. Jones following his blockers. He is tripped up as he reaches midfield, and depending on the spot of the ball, it looks like he has the first down right across midfield.
Tim, I think that was 21 Mike Johnson that got a hand on him. It's hard to tell. But if he hadn't tripped him up, he would have really picked up a lot of yardage.
He might have gone all the way. So a dozen on the play, and the Crabbers have a first down just across midfield. Here's the replay. You're going to see, Jay, you're absolutely right. I'm not sure who it was. It looked like it was 21.
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Prevented an even longer gain, but a dozen yards for Mac Jones and a Hampton first down.
No, 43 running
43 rather than 33. That is Stephen Wyatt. He's the sophomore.
Grader, yeah.
So Wyatt picks up about 6, almost 7. Second down and a long 3 for Hampton. Higgins on the draw play, and Wyatt is wrapped up on a nice defensive play. Joseph Solomon, a sophomore, 5'10", 210. So that makes it 3rd down and long now. 3rd down and about 8 for Hampton. Mac Jones continues to stay on the sideline. I tell you, it must be nice to have that kind of depth at your running backs. 3rd and 8 for Hampton. Higgins taking a lot of time on the option. And again, the pitch to 43 Wyatt, and nothing there, as again the defense comes up to do a good job. That's 25 Kenneth Clark back there, along with looked like 33 Ryan Holloway in on the stop. Watch the replay here. You're going to see the pitch to Wyatt. The ball pitched to him, but the defense just got there and shut him down. So
it's like they knew that play was what play was going to be called.
So 4th down and 12 for the Crabbers, and we do not see the punter on. At least they don't line up in punt formation. And I guess when you're up 38-0, you can go ahead and gamble on it. Play action fake. Higgins over the middle. Got a man at the 35-yard line. Carlos Campbell has the first down at the 32.
Running those routes the way you're supposed to. Good job.
Check to see if there are any penalty flags. There aren't any. 18 yards on 4th and 12. Watch the replay. Play action. Higgins steps up and throws to Campbell, and Campbell makes the grab. First down, Bruin at the Bruin 32.
Alan Johnson, number 10, is at split end.
And Fenner to the near side. Higgins. Nice job to get outside. Almost tripped up, but a great job by Higgins to keep his balance. I thought he was going down.
And Brian Jordan, number 41, knew he had him. Guy tripped him up.
I thought he was going down for sure, and instead he picked up about 7 or 8 more yards. Watch the replay here. Now, right here, he tripped him, and what an excellent job. He picked up another half a dozen yards after the initial
amazing
hit. So he goes out of bounds, but not until he reaches the 19-yard line, and another first down for Hampton. They're just owning the clock here in the third quarter. It's 3:46 remaining. Make sure I got all the sponsors mentioned here. Got a Hampton Chevrolet sponsor. Need to mention the fact that they are, and just on time here, they give me a timeout to do it. But Hampton Chevrolet, they're locally owned, and the business, they really believe in supporting both the community and the schools. Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Go see them soon. Well, the Crabbers call the timeout. It's first down at the Bruin 19-yard line. If you joined us late, the Crabbers led 30-0 in the first half. And that final score coming with just 3 seconds on the clock, a 38-yard pass from Higgins to Carlos Campbell. Then Campbell opened up the scoring with a 47-yard interception, the only score here in the third quarter.
Higgins has 8 of 13 for 173 yards.
8 of 13 for 173 yards in the ball game for Marcus Higgins, who just keeps getting better and better. And that spells bad news for the rest of the district.
It really does. And as we have watched the Crabbers year in and year out, Tim, they get better every game. Just like you just taking a fine-tuned engine and you just tune it up a little better, and it just runs better and better as you go along. That's what these Crabbers do.
The 19-yard line is the start of this one. This is Gunter. And Gunter almost broke free, but a good job by Justin Wood to grab his ankle and not let go.
Justin Wood, just a sophomore, playing that linebacker spot.
Mark the ball at the 17. Gain of a couple. Second down, and let's call it 2nd and 8. Clock continues to move now as we approach the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Only score in the second half was that interception by Carlos Campbell. But Hampton has been able to move the ball. Fenner wide to the right, Campbell to the near side, along with Johnson in the slot. Higgins wants to throw to Allen Johnson, and he found him easily.
Wide open.
For a 17-yard touchdown pass.
And now Allen will hold for the PAT.
Here's your replay. Higgins, all kinds of time, and a perfect pass. Nobody covering Johnson.
Just like they forgot about it,
yeah,
Tim.
he just ran wide open into the end zone, and now the Crabbers lead 44-0. Ryan Smith trying to make it 45. Out of Johnson's hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Carlos Campbell, who threw to Jones for a touchdown in the first quarter and to Campbell in the second quarter, has added his third touchdown pass, this one to Allen Johnson from 17 yards out. And the big red machine just continues to roll as we see the extra point try.
Rolling.
45-zip, and that's just about what the Crabbers have been averaging each game as they annihilated their first two opponents, Kempsville and Denby. And they still have the 2:50 to go in the third to do more damage. So the Bruins getting pretty well stomped on here by the Crabbers this afternoon.
Well,
we just
really
knew
are.
Hampton was loaded, but I've heard a lot of people say that the Crabbers have their best team in years, and that's hard to say when you got Ronald Curry's recent stint to compare. I think they have more depth at all the different positions. Curry was great and had an excellent ensemble, but boy, this Hampton team just got depth at every position. Kickoff is taken by Price at the 3-yard line. Glad to see him back after being shaken up the last time he brought one back. Gets out to about the 12 or 13, and Price probably wishes he hadn't come back out.
Who is that? Number 80? I can't read that.
Matthews, I believe they said.
An 89 or 88? Yeah, I think that was Tate.
So the Bruins will try it again from their 15-yard line.
Tim, you were pretty right in saying that if the ball goes in the end zone, you got better field position than trying to run it.
Probably better off. Wood gives off to Boyd.
That looked like number 60, Stephen Lee. Is that who that was?
Would have been 61. Chris Green, I think, is the PA announcer's call.
It was 60-something.
Pickup of a yard. Second down and 9 at the 16. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the third quarter as Hampton now comfortably on top 45-0.
That was number 60, Stephen Lee, in on that tackle, Tim.
Right. Eagle Eye Bob over here got that one. Wood back to throw. Throws to Leto, and he has it at the 20-yard line. That'll be 5 yards shy of the first down, gain of about 4. We do hope we're pronouncing his name correctly, Leto or Leto. I'm assuming it's Leto. Here's your replay. Again, we do apologize ahead of time if we mispronounce any of these players' names. And if we have done so, please don't hesitate to let us know. We do want to get it right. Third down and 5.
Right there, don't leave.
Jason Wood in relief for Mark Jefferson at quarterback. Wood gets away from the rush.
I don't know how he got away from him.
And he'll be very close to the first down, depending on the mark.
Raymond Mann made a nice stop that time, but I tell you, Jason Wood did a great job of eluding some tacklers in that backfield.
All right, I got a chance to redeem myself here now. This is a first down. You do know that, right?
Well, they're not even measuring it.
Oh, well, darn. Hey, Charlie. Davidson.
How can you redeem yourself?
I had a chance to redeem myself. Stole my thunder. Ah, see? Left foot, right foot.
It make no
So
fear
just
of
like
what
I
foot.
said, it's a first down. I had that one nailed.
Yeah.
With a little help from referee Davidson. Jason Price back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a half a yard at the very most.
And right into the arms of Anthony Ware.
Also in on that stop was Leonard Johnson, number 67. He was in there too. That might have been the last play of the third quarter as we are down to 17 seconds. The ball has been marked for play, and unless the Bruins want to, they can just let the clock run out. I get at this point, I would think they'd just like to have the last 12 minutes and 7 seconds get away as quickly as it can. There are some days when you just better take your licks and, there you go. There's the time ending here in the third quarter. So the Crabbers add a pair of touchdowns in the third quarter on a 47-yard interception by Carlos Campbell. That's his second touchdown of the ball game. And then Alan Johnson got the other one on a 17-yard pass from Marcus Higgins. And we have played 3 at Darling, and our score after 3, 45 for Hampton, nothing for the Bruins.
Well, Alan Johnson didn't do too bad a job that time. He scored 8 points.
That's a good way to do it. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the conclusion of today's ball game after a brief timeout. All right, fourth quarter set to get underway here at Darling Stadium. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz, along with Bob Killen, our statistician. Hope you're enjoying the ball game.
Fumbled.
And it looks like the Bruins might have gotten it back.
I think what happened that time is when Jason Wood pulled out, the guard pulling ran into him or something, knocked the ball loose. He never really had a hold of it, it didn't look like.
Now I think we might have an injured player on the play.
It looks like Jason Wood, who is last to get up.
So lots of a couple on the play. And now, I'm not sure. I think there must be a penalty on the play. Let's let Charlie Davidson tell us about it. I can't hear what he said.
Well, Killen heard him.
Tell us what he said.
Second 11.
I'm not sure what that was about, but in any event, we couldn't hear what Charlie had to say. Second down and 11. And another fumble.
Oh, this time looked
Looks
like
to me like
Crabber
Hampton got it this
it.
time. So the Bruins just having all kinds of problems here, coughing up at their 26-yard line.
Jason just never did get the ball to the running back, whether he went too wide or what happened that time. I don't know if we have it on replay, Tim, but that was just all in the handoff.
Stephen Lee came up with the loose ball. There you saw the scramble for the ball. Now the Crabbers now up 45-0 and knocking on the door again at the Bruin 26. We've got whistles and flags all over the place. I think the Bruins were in the neutral zone before the ball was snapped.
And number 43, Stephen Wyatt, still at that tailback spot. Getting a lot of action today, Tim. He's just 5'9", sophomore, 160.
I stand corrected. The penalty is against Hampton.
Illegal, they moved too soon, I guess.
We have a dead ball, false start on the offense, still first down.
So the penalty assessed against the Crabbers. First down and 15 for Hampton. Campbell to the left, Fenner to the right, split backfield. Higgins wants to throw. He's got Fenner. Fenner juggles but keeps it at the 18.
He made that look hard.
He'll be about a yard short of the first down.
Great concentration that time.
Picked up almost 14 as you watch the replay here. You see Fenner with a man hanging on to his ankle. Ball came loose, but Fenner, as you mentioned, with great concentration to haul it back in and picked up enough to make it second down and about 2. Long 1, short 2, however you want to call that. Higgins again wants to throw in the end zone for Fenner, out of the end zone.
Just a fade pass that time, but it was out of the end zone. Fenner was well covered.
So brings up third down and a long yard. There you saw the replay from the end zone area. That was Ron taking a different angle on that one. Ron
taking a different angle of Baton. Huh?
Third down, short. Pitch goes to Wyatt, and Wyatt is tripped up, but not before he gets the first down at the 12-yard line. He picked up about 5.
Why not a cameraman getting run over on a post pass? That don't give me an empty duck will.
So the Crabbers were the 1st and 10 at the Bruin 12-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the ballgame. Higgins gives to yet another
21.
Fresh number in there. That's 21, Jimmy Williams Jr., just a sophomore.
Nice spin move, just about got in.
Yeah, he's very close to another first down, again, depending on the mark. And he'll bring the chains across.
This is a tough angle for you, Tim.
I know, this
Chance
is an awesome
to get back
angle.
on it.
I don't even think I can guess, but I will.
Why not? What do you got to lose?
That's right. My reputation. Lost that a long time ago.
Tarnished a
yeah,
while
that one's
ago.
gone. There's no reason not to, right? I'm going to say that it's short by a couple of inches, just because I have no idea what it is.
I think you're right. No, he got it.
Short by a couple of inches. I'm back.
You're back. Oh, man, are you went out on a limb there.
I'd rather be lucky than good, you know.
And they said it couldn't be done.
That's right. 1 in a row again. Hampton Chevrolet urges you to support the community by giving to the Peninsula United Way campaign. A great cause. Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
Third and goal.
Second and short.
It's on the 33-yard line.
Second and inches. Wait till they get the chains set, and they'll be ready to go. Higgins has the beef in the backfield. Got Forte and Jones. Forte gets the call, has the first down and the touchdown. So a 3-yard drive by Forte. Chuck Forte puts the ball in the end zone, and now the Crabbers have 51 points on the board. Brian Smith will try and make it 52. Some of the faithful from both sides start to head to the parking lot. Out of Johnson's hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Chuck Forte puts it in the end zone from 3 yards out using that massive offensive line. Watch the replay. They just surged into the end zone, and Forte followed his blockers for the touchdown.
No problem with that one. You're in good hands with your Allstate agents, Robert Mann and James Hudson. Give them a call for all your insurance needs at 827-1200. That's 827-1200. And printing is our only game, and we are very good at what we do. So whatever your printing needs are, give us a call. Gear Up Printing at 1909 North Armstead Avenue. Call us at 827-8277.
Exactly 10 minutes remaining in the ball game. Hampton all over the Bethel Bruins this afternoon. Crabbers 4 consecutive years as state champions and trying to make it 5. Jason Price will take it at the 7. Price, a little bit of running room far side across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
That's one of the best run backs they've had, and probably one of the best field positions they've had to start the game.
25-yard return.
25 yards on the return after the 53-yard kick by Brian Smith. So just short of the 33-yard line is where the Bruins will have it. Jason Wood at quarterback. Play action. Throws and almost picked off.
Oh, man. That was 60 again. Stephen Lee back in the thing. But number 80, Tim, Nick Lato thought he had that ball.
Well, I did too. It looked like it was a good throw for a second there.
It was 6 points because he held through. There's nobody covered.
Yeah, he had no one between him and the goal line could have caught it, but excellent effort by number 60, Stephen Lee. Watch on the replay here. You're going to see right there. Well, there might have been another player between him and the goal line, but he had some daylight. Got a different number in the backfield now for the Bruins. That's Gabriel Hamilton, number 32, who gets the call.
Just a
Hamilton
sophomore.
Is a sophomore, yep.
I heard that somewhere. Was there an echo in here?
There's an echo. You caught me in midstream.
I've done that more than once.
No gain on that play. 3rd down and 10. Clock moving with 9:13 to go in the 4th quarter. And now 4th down as the Bruins move it out to about the 34-yard line on the carry.
A lot of new people in there for the on defense.
Hamilton again the ball carrier, but brings up 4th down at the 34-yard line. Mark Jefferson will punt once again. And a bad snap, and a ball is fallen on, and nonetheless will belong to Hampton. They'll have another chance at the 22-yard line. A short one-hopper to Jefferson and just couldn't come up with it.
Yes, couldn't come up with it.
There's an echo in here.
An echo in here.
So the Crabbers up 52-zip will have some more opportunities to score, and they'll bring in some fresh running backs here. The sophomore Jimmy Williams Jr. goes in. He's in there with the starter, Mac Jones. Gunter is in there. Gunter might be quarterback now. Let's see.
I think that's exactly what is going to happen.
So Alfonso Gunter. Mike Smith having the luxury of giving Gunter some playing time at QB. You never know when you're going to need that game experience. And Gunter, as everybody should know from Hampton, following Hampton, Gunter was the starting quarterback last year for the Crabbers after the Curry era, but was somewhat ineffective and was replaced by Marcus Higgins, and Higgins has not relinquished the starting role since.
Well, and Ham is going to call the timeout. We'll see what Mike Smith's going to do.
Give you a chance to remind you that after that game, make the trip to Zooms. Zooms is your friendly neighborhood store. They got 5 convenient Hampton locations. Soon to be another convenient Newport News location up near my place. So I'll get a chance to have some of that Beantown coffee and Coca-Cola and fried chicken and potato wedges and
all that good stuff.
All the good food.
I'm just looking here on Hampton. They got quarterback Marcus Higgins. Brian Smith is listed as a quarterback. Alfonso Gunter is listed as a quarterback. We might see Brian take some snaps here. I don't know.
The fans in the stands waving to the camera. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Gunter being chased, looking in the end zone, throws. Allen Johnson got it at the 1-yard line.
Nice catch.
Flag down, however, and a clip will negate that fine offensive play.
Excellent catch by Allen.
Clipping call will be against Hampton. Gunter rolling to the near side, got an illegal block in an effort to keep him from being tackled, and officials right on top of the play. Watch the replay. I don't know if we can pick up the block here. Let's see. Yeah, right there, just out of your screen. Charlie will tell us.
Bench. Repeat, second down.
So instead of 1st and goal at the 1, the Crabbers will be looking at, I think it's still going to remain 1st down, I believe. 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and a ton.
A long way to go.
2nd down and 26, looks like.
2nd to 21.
26.
25.
Number 44, Darylyn Fenner, the 9th grader.
Daryl Finner with the ball carrier. Joseph Solomon making the tackle for the Bruins.
Stephen Wyatt back in for Hampton in the backfield, so Mike Smith giving some playing time to some of the less frequently used players. James Matthews lines up wide to the near side, number 15. He's a junior. Gunter on the option. And Gunter has running room, dragged from behind by 99 Marilyn Lee. But not before he gets to the 18-yard line. Need to get to the 12 for a first down. So it brings up fourth down. Just about fourth down and 7 for the Crabbers. And no sign of any kicking team coming on. They'll obviously go for it, up 52-0 as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. And Bruins in the neutral zone. Let's see if they were pulled off.
I think he may have pulled them off a little bit.
Well, there's a difference between pulling them off and them being there on their own. And it is against the Bruins. So he pulled them off with the hard count, probably.
Yep. Encroachment.
We have a dead ball, encroachment on the defense,
So
still
we'll
fourth down.
Charlie on the payroll next week if he does any more announcing.
Hey, he getting paid to do this game, isn't he?
He's well, he'd be paid for doing play-by-play. He's had so many on-air comments. We are now under 6 minutes to go, mercifully. Game more than 2.5 hours old at this point, or close to 2.5 hours old. Gunter on the option, pitches to Wyatt, and Wyatt gets it on the hop and gets it back.
Just a little too close that time. Wyatt was to Gunter for the pitch, and that'll turn the ball over on downs.
Okay. Down.
So they come up shy, and that'll give the ball over to Bethel at their 14-yard line. Watch it on the replay. You're going to see the option. And actually, it wasn't a bad pitch. Wyatt should have been able to handle it.
I think he took his eyes off the ball to see where he could cut.
Yep. So the Bruins get it back. And actually, they crank the clock. That is mercifully, I think, on a change of possession. The clock normally doesn't start until the ball is snapped. But we'll thank Charlie for that later. Now, that's not the fault of the clock keeper up here, because Charlie said, start it.
Boy, you got a guy on the payroll.
Hey, he's all right. We got to take care of him.
I mean, you bailed him out when he didn't have any timeouts on the scoreboard. And you're making sure nobody gets on his case.
That's right. You got to watch out for these guys.
He is bigger than you, I noticed. Is that the reason?
Good reason as any.
Hold up.
Equipment problem here. Clock stops at 4:49 remaining. Looks like we got a helmet strap problem.
That effect.
Taken care of, and the clock restarts. Hampton 52, Bethel nothing. We winding down here, and Bruins second down and about 7 as they pick up a couple of yards. So Hampton will improve their mark to 3-0 with their third consecutive shutout. And the Bruins will fall to 2-1 after starting undefeated, but running into a buzzsaw this afternoon at Darling Stadium. Third down and about 5. On the option, and the ball fumbled, and the Bruins get it back, but it'll bring up fourth down in a kicking situation. Christopher Ellis was the young man who couldn't hold on to that pitch. So Mark Jefferson will come in to kick the ball. Ball is at the Bruins 17, and Jefferson will kick from about his 5-yard line. Hagen's back deep to cover. High kick. Hagens fields it at the 47. Wants to put on the reverse. Got away from one tackler. Got away from another one. But does not get away from a third.
Yeah, just too many to get away from.
Lito, number 80, in on the stop.
Well, Tim, there's no doubt in my mind Mike Smith is going to get his 300th win, and Hampton High School football program has been known for its quality with more wins than any other program in the state of Virginia. A record holder for the most consecutive wins, most consecutive state championships. And today he's going to pass a milestone, Mike Smith is, and achieving his 300th win. This is a testimony to the man, the coach, the school, the community, and the players. Congratulations to Mike Smith, his staff, and the fans and the players.
Incredible feat. 300 wins and averaging better than 10 victories a year is just phenomenal. Got a Jimmy Williams Jr., new running back in there, sophomore. Spins away from a couple of tacklers out to about the 45-yard line, so picks up a couple of yards. We are down now less than 2.5 minutes remaining. And our players of the game. For the Hampton Crabbers, we're going to pick in a number of excellent candidates to choose from. Marcus Hagens with 3 touchdown passes. Carlos Campbell with a couple of TDs. We're going to go with Alfonso Gunter. Great job on the defensive side of the ball today. The Bruins, that's a little tougher to call.
That's a real tough call to make.
Gunter now playing offense. Crosses midfield and is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line, but not before he gets the first down. Let's go with Ryan Holloway at linebacker, number 33.
I think he's done a great job, Tim. Ryan Holloway, number 33.
33. So Holloway from the Bruins and Gunter from the Crabbers are players of the game. And Mike Smith will celebrate his 300th victory as a high school coach. Clock stopped after the out-of-bounds play. 1:47 to go. That's Darylyn Fenner getting the call. The Crabbers content now to try and get that time off the clock and make sure no one gets hurt. I want to thank the folks here at Darling Stadium, Larry Malloy and his guys, for all their assistance this afternoon, and great job on the condition of the field. And I want to make sure we also thank our crew.
Oh, yeah, definitely want to thank our crew.
Lawrence Callis, who has played well on defense, gets a chance to run the ball. Again, mention our crew for us, Bob?
Yeah, let's start with the cable pullers, Asa Carroll and Era Towns, slow motion. Bev Penn on cameras, Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, and Ron Baton. Engineer Don Rouse, graphics and audio Andy Foley.
Foley, that's right, Foley.
And Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers, the big man, the director, knows all the answers.
And
Just
some of the
doesn't know
questions.
what the questions are.
And of course, Bob Killen keeping us up to date with statistics.
That goes without saying.
That's right.
Yeah, we could have not said
We
it.
probably
Right?
shouldn't have said it. Clock winding down now as we're down to 14 seconds, and that was in all likelihood the last play of this ball game. As the Hampton Crabbers will improve to 3-0 and win this game easily over the Bethel Bruins. The final score is 52-0 as the Crabbers get Mike Smith his 300th career victory. This afternoon's broadcast has been underwritten by the following: Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard, by Zooms Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
by Allstate, your Allstate agents, Robert Mann and James Hudson. And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the managing director. Bob, your final comments.
Tim, this is congratulations against Mike Smith for reaching the 300th win level, but they were just very methodical, especially that first series they had the ball, and you could just see that this team was ready to go, were primed, had done a good job of scouting the films, and the coaches had them ready to go.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at Darling Stadium. The final score again, Hampton 52 and Bethel nothing. For Bob Hintz and Bob Killen and the entire Channel 46 crew, thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everybody.